Sagittarius. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. You are tuned in for a 10-day forecast for the first 10 days of October. We will be focusing on your finances. I'll be tapping in using the Everyday Witch Tarot along with this lovely career and finance oracle deck and clarifying using this character oracle deck. So like, comment, share, and subscribe for me, please, Sagittarius. But without further ado, we're going to get up into your message and see what your finances have in store for the first 10 days of October. For my Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, let's see what we have as it relates to your money, that bag. What's going on, Sag? I'm going to pull 5 cards from the tarot, 5 from the oracle deck, and we will clarify as needed using this character oracle deck that I mentioned. All right. Sag, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on. What do you need to know as it relates to your money in the first 10 days of October? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for my Sagittarius collective. One more card, please, Spirit, for my Sagittarius collective. All right, so there are your 5 tarot for the first 10 days of October. Let's get up into these 5 career and finance oracle messages for my Sagittarius collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, first 10 days of October. What do we have for the Sag? I hope all is well out there with you guys. I don't do cards that go on the floor. I don't recognize those, but we'll keep an eye out for that card to see if it pops back out. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get up into your message for the first 10 days of October as it relates to your moolah, as it relates to the money, honey. You got the 6 of Swords, the Sun, the Lovers, the 2 of Wands, as well as the 9 of Wands for your tarot spread, right? And from the career and finance oracle, you You got ending, cultivation, future, honest work, and in the flow. Yup, that's what you got. All right, let me break down this message for my Sagittarius collective here. It is looking like, as it relates to your money, you are departing or exiting, leaving, walking away from, maybe leaving a job and moving into another job. So maybe you received a promotion, you're being promoted, you're making plans to make a very positive impact as it relates to this new work environment. You're very excited about the opportunity that is before you, Sagittarius, with this Six of Swords being here and this Two of Wands. This is showing me Sagittarius collective that is departing from something that might have been difficult as it relates to your finances and moving into calmer waters or a calmer headspace to be able to plan out your finances. Things might have been coming at you left and right that you couldn't even take a moment to assess where your finances were, to put money in the appropriate places. Everything was just coming at you so fast. But I'm picking up on a collective of Sagittarius where these type of events are going to begin to slow down, and you have the opportunity to breathe, to think, to plan, to prepare in a better state of mind, and you get a little cushion to do so with this Sun card being here. Like, you're seeing the benefits or fruits, or beginning to see the fruits of your labor in some work that you are putting in, or some challenges that you've had to overcome. And you're just like, you know, it's one of them situations where like it can't be darkness all the time, right? Like it can't be bad all the time. Like you knew this as a Sag, and you locked in and you did what was necessary to buckle down with your finances. You tightened your belt, right? And you were okay with that. You didn't complain. You didn't say it was unfair. You did what was needed to be done. But for the first 10 days or going into the new season, for my Sagittarius collective, it's showing me where you will have opportunities in the future to be able to kick your feet up and rest, chill, and begin to see the overflow of your cupboards, because you've been stacking and harvesting and putting things away, not harvesting, but stowing things away, and just, you know, for a rainy day. You've been stacking, grinding, hustling. I'm picking up on an image of someone who's working so hard, so much for so long, they don't realize they over the finish line. You've been running this race for so long, you have blown past the finish line 10 minutes ago. You already completed the race. The whistles and bells and good job and everybody clapping going off, but it didn't register to this Sagittarius that the race is over. You still running. You know, it's all good. Relax, Sagittarius. You may not need to tighten your belt so much in the first 10 days of October, because the amount of hard work, sacrifice, dedication that you've been putting in up until this point, you can breathe. Or someone may come into your world that is giving you relief and support and help in a way that only you've known to give to yourself. And you are not accustomed to having this type of partnership and symmetry as it relates to money, work, career, progress, building, and it is a breath of fresh air. It may have you a bit on the defense with this Nine of Swords being here at first, but it really feels like this is something that you can trust. It's from the universe. It's being awarded and handed to you for all of the honest work that you have been doing, not just hard work. You ain't cut no corners. You ain't been skipping no steps, even when people weren't watching, even when the cameras weren't turned on, even when the law wasn't there. You know what I mean? You still did the right thing. And Spirit is saying, good job. And you are to be rewarded with flow, movement, ease, calmness, no resistance, just the flow. You see how this beer is flowing out and it's kind of overflowing into the cup, and it's talking about flow. My Sagittarius financial situation is straight, and I hope I ain't telling on y'all, but it feel like for cross watchers, if these Sages out there talking about they ain't got it, that's how they kept it. It's by saying they ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it to give. You know what I mean? They've been working hard. They've been in the lab. They've been in the studio. They've been in the box. They've been in the trap. They've been getting it from the muscle, and it's starting to pay off. You're seeing momentum. You're seeing forward motion, movement with ease. Now, because of that, Sagittarius, and I'm here to say, good job. All right. So, and with that, the struggle may be coming to an end. That skeleton crew is not necessary anymore. That's coming to an end. You're going to get something that is, or your financial situation is going to be flowing so nicely that it creates a nice little nest egg for your future. Right? The vision for your future looks very clear, very nice, very pristine, because you've cultivated an environment of hard work, dedication, discipline. And because of it, you got flow. I know that's right. This might be a short message of all the signs. Like, I don't even see anything that really needs to be clarified. I might get up into this nine of wands. What's that defensiveness about? But my Sages, I don't think y'all need any direction around y'all finances or career trajectory for October or beyond, because it seemed like y'all got the blueprint and the plan lock solid, and y'all been rocking and rolling with it for a minute, to the point that y'all in the flow right now. All right. Let me read the messages under your career and finance cards, and then I'll clarify that Nine of Wands. So for ending, it says you may leave a position or be terminated. However, there's always a new opportunity ahead. You may change careers entirely. So change is inevitable. The change of how hard and how disciplined, again, I said this is a Sagittarius collective that has been doing hut one, hut two, hut one, hut two. Keep going forward. And this ending, something may come to a crashing end, because you might need to be halted, stop. Like, let's take a pause, because look behind you at all the hard work, skill, dedication, and everything that you've acquired, Sagittarius. Because the future says plan for the future while living in the present. You still got to be present. You can't always be in the future. You are always supported by spirit. Your psychic abilities can bring you prosperity. Again, you, of all the signs that I've read for as it relates to these financial messages, you are the one who has all your T's crossed and your I's dotted as it relates to the plan, the work, and what needs to be done, right? You're so on it. And Spirit is saying, like, you're going to receive that prosperity, but you also need to live in the now, Sagittarius. Like, don't get so lost in the future and what you are trying to cultivate for your future. So cultivation says you are in the growing phase right now, and you must continue to water the seeds you have planted in order to reap the rewards. So continue to water that plan, that strategy, that blueprint that you laid, because the flow is there, right? Honest work says it's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Again, that hard work, it ain't been cute. While everybody been online and outside and in everybody else's faces, Sagittarius was at home in the lab, not doing what everybody else was doing, not trying to be seen, not for the glamour. It's saying it's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is a process, not a quick fix. Again, I'm speaking to a Sagittarius collective that has known this for a while. And if you didn't know, now you do. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to put together a plan that you're going to have to work for you to see flow as it relates to your finances. All right. So in the flow says the universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power and go deeper to create the purposeful life you really want to have. You are working, Sagittarius, to create the life you want. You realize no one's coming to save you. You also see that, life is not like the movies. It doesn't happen in a nice 2 hour or 2 month or even 2 year time frame. Sometimes it takes a lot longer than that. And I am picking up on a Sagittarius collective who is okay with putting in that work because they have such a detailed vision for their future. Like, they know exactly how they want their future to look. And no detail will be missed. And they're not willing to accept anything less than what they envision. And they are willing to put in the work and the time and the energy to get there. So let's see what's up with this Nine of Wands. What's the defensiveness about with this Nine of Wands for my Sagittarius collective? What are you guarded against? Because again, this is a real isolated group of individuals who has, like I said, been in the lab. They have not been in party mode. They have been working, right? And because you have been in that mindset for so long, Sagittarius, I'm picking up on everybody that comes your way. You like, what you want? You want some of my money? You want some of my time? I don't got none of that for you. Get away from me. Get away from me. And it's like, okay, let your hair down a little bit, Sag. It's okay. You gotta have some fun sometimes. It's all right. Make some space for that, because that is necessary as it relates to your advancement, financially speaking, too. Leisure and making room for leisure, and not always being so dedicated to finances in your career is just as important to being successful and meeting that goal, because you have to have moments where you're just letting your hair down, taking a breath, and not being in that zone, because you may even have an epiphany or get into a zone of genius by just relaxing and chilling. But let's see what's up with this Nine of Wands for my Sagittarius collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's clarify this Nine of Wands for my Sagittarius collective. Why is this Nine of Wands here? Danger and betrayal. So a sense of danger. Again, this Nine of Wands could just be your instinct and your experiences keeping you safe and keeping you away from danger, because that's what you sense. Hey, go with your gut. Go with your gut. I was telling you to let your hair down, be easy. Hey, Spirit said, nah, it might be some danger and betrayal around you. And because of that instinct of yours, go with that, Sagittarius. Amen. Danger. Weaver of grace, movement, harmony, rhythm. Oh, I'm sorry. It's saying danger. It says dancer. It's a dancer. Dancer. Not danger. Right. I was like, wait, what? Dancer. Weaver of grace, movement, harmony, rhythm, passion, betrayal, deceit, disloyalty, conspiracy, broken bonds. All right, so a dance that you find yourself having to do to stay out of danger, to stay away from betrayal, is this Nine of Wands energy, Sag. So your experiences and the lessons that you've learned as it relates to how you move with people and your money has become a dance where you've been betrayed and you've learned a thing or two, and it ain't gonna happen again. It ain't gonna happen again, not on your watch. Amen. I ain't mad at you. I can't tell you what defense mechanisms to put in place or to remove. I'm just giving you the message as I see it. And if this Nine of Wands is here and being clarified by dancer and betrayal, do your dance, Sag, to avoid betrayal. I ain't mad at it. I respect it. I respect that message, because who wants to be betrayed after all that hard work they put in, all that dedication, all that sacrifice? You know, that be how it goes sometimes. Like, people will plot on your moves. You know, they'll watch you do all the work, sit and lie in wait for the right moment and opportunity to pop out for when the blessings start pouring out, just so they can get residuals. Yeah, nah, dance around them. Dance around them, Sag. I hope this message helps. And until next time, peace.